Your reputation can be destroyed in seconds. And the worst part? You won't even see it coming. It doesn't matter how smart, hardworking, or experienced you are. If people don't perceive you as someone worth respecting, you'll be ignored, dismissed, and overlooked again and again. Have you ever walked into a room and felt invisible? Have you ever spoken up, only to realize that nobody really cared about what you had to say? That's not random. It's a direct result of subtle signals you're giving off without even knowing it. And if you don't fix them, you'll keep struggling to be taken seriously. But today, that changes. I'm going to show you 6 silent behaviors that are ruining your reputation in seconds. These aren't the typical mistakes you hear about. These are behaviors that work against you on a subconscious level, making people see you as weak, unimportant, or replaceable. The good news? You can fix them. And when you do, people will automatically start treating you with more respect, authority, and admiration, without you having to force anything. So stay with me until the end. The last mistake is by far the most damaging, and almost nobody realizes they're doing it. Now, before we get started, let me ask you, do you think people respect you the way you deserve, or do you feel like you could improve how you present yourself? Drop your answer in the comments, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to take control of your image and make people respect you instantly. Respect isn't something you ask for. It's something you command. And whether you realize it or not, people are constantly judging you. The way you walk into a room, the way you hold yourself, the way you react. These tiny details decide if people will listen to you or dismiss you entirely. But here's the scary part. Most people sabotage themselves without knowing it. Have you ever felt like your words don't carry weight? Like others get attention and respect effortlessly, while you struggle to be noticed? That's not a coincidence. The world doesn't reward the smartest person. It rewards the person who looks like they belong at the top. And this isn't about being fake. The Stoics knew that controlling your presence was a key part of life. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Translation: your actions speak louder than anything else. If you're sending the wrong signals, whether it's in your tone of voice, your body language, or even the way you react to challenges, people will instinctively treat you as less important. But here's the good news. This is fixable. And in the next few minutes, I'll show you 6 hidden behaviors that might be damaging your reputation without you realizing it. The last one? It's by far the most dangerous. Now, before we move on, let me ask you, do you feel like people respect you the way they should? Or do you think there's something holding you back? Drop your answer in the comments, and let's get into the first mistake. First mistake: over-apologizing. There's one habit that instantly makes people see you as weak: saying sorry too often. Apologizing when necessary is a sign of strength. But apologizing excessively makes you look insecure, guilty, or unworthy of respect. Think about it. Who seems more powerful? The person who speaks directly and confidently, without unnecessary apologies? Or the one who constantly says, "Sorry for bothering you. Sorry for asking. Sorry, but can I just?" The second person automatically lowers their own status. And the worst part? Most people do this without realizing it. For example, at work. "Hey, can I ask a quick question?" "Sorry, I just wanted to check something." Or in daily conversations. "Sorry, but can I sit here?" "Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt." Each time you apologize unnecessarily, you are subconsciously telling people that you don't feel entitled to take up space. So, how do you fix this? Remove "sorry" from situations where you're not actually at fault. Instead of "sorry to bother you," say, "Do you have a minute?" Replace weak apologies with gratitude. Instead of "sorry for being late," say, "Thanks for your patience." Pause before speaking. Often, unnecessary apologies come from nervousness. Taking a moment to breathe can help you sound more confident. Now tell me in the comments, do you think you say sorry more than you should? Let's move on to the next mistake. Second mistake: being too available. If people always know they can reach you anytime, they will never truly value you. One of the biggest image killers is being too available. always saying yes, always responding instantly, always adjusting your time for others. Why? Because scarcity creates value. Think about it. The people who are highly respected, leaders, experts, high achievers, do they always drop everything the moment someone calls? No. They control their time. They make others wait. Meanwhile, if you're the person who always picks up the phone, always changes your schedule, always says, sure, whatever works for you, you are subconsciously signaling that your time is not valuable. And if you don't value your time, why should anyone else? The Stoics understood this well. Seneca wrote, "People are frugal in guarding their money but wasteful in guarding their time." So how do you fix this? Set clear boundaries. Don't be instantly available for everyone. Respond on your own time. If someone texts you, don't rush to reply immediately unless it's urgent. Stop over-explaining when you say no. You don't need to justify yourself when declining something. The moment you start controlling your availability, people will start respecting your time. Now, tell me in the comments, do you think people take your time for granted? Let's move on to the next mistake. Third mistake, laughing at yourself too much. Making fun of yourself occasionally can be charming, but overdoing it, that's social suicide. Some people think self-deprecating humor makes them relatable. But here's what they don't realize. If you keep making jokes at your own expense, people will start believing them. Think about it. If you constantly say, "Oh, I'm so bad at this," or "Haha, I always mess things up," you're training people to see you as incompetent. Powerful individuals never tear themselves down in front of others. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus once said, "Never joke about yourself. Others will do it for you." There's a reason why high-status people don't laugh at their own flaws all the time. It signals low self-respect. If you don't take yourself seriously, why should anyone else? It invites others to mock you. Joking about yourself gives people permission to do the same. It makes you seem less competent. Even if you're good at something, self-deprecation plants doubt. So what's the fix? Replace self-deprecating humor with confident humor. Instead of "I'm so bad at this," say, "I'm still mastering this." Only joke about things you've already proven yourself in. If you're an expert at something, making a joke shows confidence. If you're not, it just weakens your credibility. Let others compliment you. Don't undermine yourself before they do. Now, ask yourself, have you ever used self-deprecating humor to mask insecurity? Drop your answer in the comments. And let's move on to the next mistake. Fourth mistake, seeking constant approval. If you always need others to validate you, you will never be truly respected. Confidence is not about being perfect. It's about standing by your words and decisions without constantly checking if others approve. But many people sabotage themselves with small, subtle behaviors. Over-explaining to make sure no one disagrees. Looking around for approval after saying something. Ending statements like a question. Making your voice go up at the end, as if seeking validation. This kills your authority. Strong people don't wait for permission to be confident. The Stoics knew this well. Seneca said, "No one can respect you until you respect yourself first." So how do you fix this? Speak with certainty. Drop weak phrases like "I think" or "maybe" when unnecessary. Stop looking for reactions. Say what you need to say and move on. Embrace silence. Not every statement needs immediate approval. Respect comes from certainty, not hesitation. Now tell me, have you caught yourself seeking approval in conversations? Drop your answer below, and let's move to the next mistake. Fifth mistake, letting your body betray your confidence. Your body speaks before you do. You might say the right words, but if your posture, facial expressions, or movements show insecurity, people won't take you seriously. Have you ever seen someone speak with uncertainty? Looking down, shifting nervously, speaking too softly? It doesn't matter how smart they are. The message loses impact. The Stoics understood this well. Seneca said, "Your mind shapes your body, and your body shapes your presence." So, what are the biggest body language mistakes? Avoiding eye contact. It makes you seem unsure of yourself. Shrinking your posture. If you make yourself small, people will treat you as small. Speaking too fast or hesitantly. Rushed speech shows nervousness. How do you fix this? Hold steady eye contact. Not too aggressive, just confident. Stand tall and own your space. Your posture should reflect certainty. Slow down when you speak. Controlled speech commands attention. Your body can either enhance your presence or destroy it. Now tell me in the comments. Have you ever caught yourself using weak body language? Drop your answer below, and let's move on to the final mistake. Sixth mistake, over-explaining yourself. The more you explain, the weaker you look. Confident people don't feel the need to justify everything they do. They speak, they act, and they move on. But if you constantly over-explain, here's what you're signaling. You don't trust your own decisions. You feel the need to convince people of your worth. You are uncomfortable with silence. And here's the brutal truth. The more you talk, the less impact your words have. The Stoics knew this well. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no words arguing. Let your actions speak." Want to stop over-explaining? Here's how. Answer briefly. Say what's necessary, then stop. Don't fear silence. Strong people don't rush to fill every gap. Let your work prove your point. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most respected. Now tell me, have you ever caught yourself over-explaining? Drop your answer below, and let's move to the conclusion. Respect isn't given, it's earned, and it starts with the way you present yourself. Now you know that small, unnoticed habits can shape how people treat you, for better or worse. But here's the best part, you're in control. If you've made these mistakes before, that's fine. What matters is what you do next. Because confidence, presence, and respect are things you build. So, tell me in the comments, which of these mistakes have you caught yourself making? And if this video helped you, hit the like button and subscribe. Now, if you're serious about leveling up your presence and making people respect you instantly, watch the video on the screen right now. Click it and take the next step.